this messed up show about the Whitakers on some channel. You must know about it, surely.
No, maybe I should do. Probably about us.
every time I say Mr. Whitaker, I think of it and I think I've got to tell you after the show. But now I'm just going to tell everyone on the show there is some show about the Whitakers, of these weird inbred people from somewhere that do some bad shit. So if you're looking for something to watch, look up the Whitakers.
I'll have to have a look.
I know, someone told me about it and I thought I've got to tell my mate Dad's being a Whitaker and a weirdo himself.
Certainly is. Well, what's it on?
I don't know. I think it's one of them Foxtel or Stan or something shows only. You know, it's not on the mainstream things.
Ah.
I'm sure Google will find it.
I guess so. I hope so. I'll have to have a look it up.
And how you been, all right?
Yeah, busy doing the good old snake shuffle as always, trying to go through the clutches and find spots from the racks, you know, pick out the eye of all the clutches and, yeah, loading them up in a rack. So at least I've got all the holdbacky stuff that I want loaded up into a rack.
Yep.
That's kind of the first thing. So doing that and obviously cleaning tubs and sorting things out. So there's no empty drawers anymore. They're all full. You know, the bigger stuff. I'm like,
no way.
Yeah, and I'm scratching my head thinking, well,
and then what?
Where do I put the rest of this stuff?
I like to get stuff into the racks where you can feed it appropriately. You know, when it's all mixed together, you don't know what you're doing, but once you get the stuff that has to grow into one area, it's certainly a more focused attack.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's always a bit of fun getting all sorted. You kind of start to have a good look at things. You pull them out and, you know, normally you take them out, give them a clean, put them back and don't think twice. But now it's actually pulling them out and having a good look, checking them over and thinking, oh, you're a lot bigger than what I remember last time.
Yeah, they grew.
It certainly did. So just sharing this. So I've got a few people popping in the house. If anybody's there and feels like sharing, we would love you to do that for us.
Share away.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't want to share just yet. Until I see an orange one, then share everything. If they're all brown, just turn your computer off and go to bed.
Well, I'm doing a couple of sharings, so
I'll possibly punch a hole in the computer screen if it doesn't go well.
Mate, it's going to be very exciting if it turns out to be a het.
Two more eggs slit just as I unpacked them before, and I was like, I'm looking, and then I started just, you know, you look at the side of the egg, looks dark, could be light. And I put it away, leave it alone. There's a brown head out. That's all the information I have at the moment. One brown head.
Well, that's got to be expected. So.
Oh, absolutely.
Anyway.
If it is a head to normal, we should see half of orange, half of normal by the rule book. But look at what we did to the rule book last night, and it doesn't really get much of a go sometimes.
Certainly not. So, well, Robert's evening, Charlie D, Gaze Langley, Shannon Poole, Emily Jane Bree, morning and evening.
morning.
Yep. Excuse me. We also got Brandon Strachan. Hey, mate. Matty Trays is in the house. Ryan Hyatt. Holworth. Zach Lowry. Is it Laurie?
Don't know. You're in charge of comments, mate. I'm getting ready to snip.
All right. So which camera do you want me to be? All right. Okay. Hang on a second. Let me just.
Not that one.
I know. It's coming. There we go.
Yeah, all right. We got light. Oh, we got scissors.
Yeah, you got that. Tara Swanson evening. We're watching. Was that the one with Luke and Jace from Tara Swanson, Australian herpeter. What do they call themselves?
Herpetological.
Yep. Chat podcast.
Excellent. Oh yeah.
Yep. They do a great job. Nice blokes. Mr. Venom Staff's in the house. Jeez,
as always, Mr. YouTube boy.
Hey, Mr. Sunky's popped out of the woodwork. What is going on there?
Christopher Sunky? Oh my god!
Jeez, he's in the house.
He does not. We are blessed with greatness. Very rare to see Sunky out in daylight time.
Yeah, no tattoos, no artwork going on, mate. What's going on? Oh.
Something going on, mate. He's probably painting a beautiful picture for me right now while we chop up some eggs.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, David Sands, Liam Patton, hello, Karen Watson, Jay Sharp is in the house. Fingers crossed, mate. If it proves out, does Darren get a bottle back? Oh,
ooh, big call, that. Big call.
I think that sounds like a bet.
We haven't had a bet for a while.
Yeah, if it proves out, I win. If it doesn't prove out, you win. That way, if you lose, you win anyway.
All right, we'll play that game. So you're 2 up. So
yeah, I got 2
based on that, it could be 3 up based on Brown.
So for those that are in that aren't quite sure, what exactly is the pairing and the percentages in these guys?
This is an albino, well, a Bredli Darwin albino. So it's 50% Darwin blood, 50% Bredli blood, visual albino. One of the first males that I ever made. Paired back to one of the first holdbacks, which is just from the original head-to-head pairing, the heads that came from you that made the original albinos. Yep. So obviously a 50% Bredli, 50% Darwin poss head. So it's a wild type looking one. It's the one that's in the picture we put up earlier. It's a really dark looking one. It's the only reason I kept it. Being a female and poss head, I thought I'll put some effort and prove that. The thing just got darker and darker every shed. So I thought would be interesting to see.
And going off those pics as well, she's quite dark with a nice bit of striping, very similar to the nice orange boy you used as well by the look of it. So maybe some nice polygenic striping going on in some of these as well. Should be nice.
You would hope so. Absolutely. It's got a few little nice traits going on. Certainly no striping on this one straight off the bat. So
yeah, it's variation. Jared Kearns, Cassidy Marshall. May the snake gods be. He had all the snake gods in his favour last night, Cassidy.
I know. That's why I was almost disappointed when I saw that brown head out first. I was like, oh man, like I pretty much expired my luck 24 hours ago. But anyway,
g'day boys. Best of luck, Brent. Mr. Muzz Williams is in the house. Evening, lads.
Mr. Muzzy. Cheers, mate.
Ryan High. Good luck, Caleb Ott. Let's go orange snakes. Definitely, 100%.
Oh, that
Chapman,
one just,
Chapman. Yep.
That one just slit the egg.
Ah, very exciting. Turn it around. Oh, there you go. Look at that.
Ooh.
Has it got a good colour? Stop cheating.
It looks dark. We'll cut this one, eh?
Come on, wild types. Yeah, I can say it. Come on.
I'm on wild types, you fool. You want albinos.
Yeah, I do.
So come on, wild types all you like. And what do you know?
Oh,
there is another.
There's some striping on that back, isn't
there? Yes, absolutely.
Look at that.
Very nice stripe on that one. See if we can get a bit closer.
And these, of course, the albino dead are obviously all 100% head albino anyway.
Yes, so will be much more usable, I guess you could say, considering the 100% head factor of the next round.
Yes.
We've had quite a lot of interest in those, so they certainly will be useful. Even if that looks like a great stripe. I'm trying to go digging on this one now that I've seen how good that stripe is down that side.
Yeah. I thought I just got a glimpse of it in the side of the egg there. Might have been the way you hold it. You might not have picked it up, but
yep, that is cracking. Even right down the back end there. We're keen to see all of that one once it's out and about.
Yeah, might even get a gold star.
Silver stars in my house. Silver circles
stars,
even.
Platinum, mate. We've got platinum circles. platinum
circle.
Kim and Gary Chapman, they say Ledger says 4 orange. There you go. So 4 orange ones.
I hope so. There's no more hints now. We're just flying blind. So
yep, Ledger Chapman's
whatever
here.
comes.
Peter Staten Jr.'s in the house. He's got poor Chris has got COVID. He's stuck. He's home and bored. Must be bored.
Oh no! How do you get COVID in Melbourne, mate? Sydney's got all the COVID. It must be rare down there.
Yeah, probably from someone from Sydney took it down there.
No doubt.
There's only 30-odd thousand people in Sydney with it, so it's not too bad.
35,000 or something ridiculous. Yeah, on fire. Well, sorry to hear that, Mr. Sunky. Hope you're not too sick, mate. But if you're bored and you want to paint something for me, just shoot me a message, bro. I'm sure we can find you something to entertain yourself.
Yeah, if you're bored and got nothing to do, I got some stuff you can do, mate. We never got around to finishing that off.
I'm sure he's got plenty to do. He probably doesn't want to do that stuff.
Yeah, sexy man, Jez Finlay's here. Hey, Jez. Matty Trey's.
Hey, Jez, boy.
Matty Trey's going to take it if it's a male, of course. Oh, Chris says he was in Sydney last week. And he knows. That's nice.
You idiot. You idiot.
That'll learn you.
You don't come to Sydney, you only exit Sydney.
Yeah.
God, this is a mess. But another wild type, but a very sloppy wild type at that. Stay there, little fella. While I just go searching for magic stripes again. And I am very much liking stripe on that as well. Broken up a bit down the back there, but certainly some starting to get some of the nice polygenic action going.
Nice. And that'll be another addition into the line as well, getting nice bright red striped albino Bredli.
Yes, certainly something to develop, as we've talked about.
I've got two of those now, Brent, just to let you know, two albino Bredli. Yep.
Do they have stripes, mate? Do they have stripes?
Close enough. If you've got a yellow highlighter, I can make them have yellow stripes.
That's why I was surprised that a couple of those early albinos I had made stripes, and even a couple of those holdback wild types had stripes. So
the original albino male boy that I have that I used to make these, is striped. As a stripe.
Yep, it's got to come from somewhere. It didn't come from the Bredli side then.
Yeah, so tends to, I think that's where a lot of the striping stuff pops out through from him. Tony Hall, hey Tony Hall, he's in here.
Howdy.
Troy Gangster's in the house. He a little late, just finished the incubator.
Good boy.
All you need now is eggs, mate.
Mission complete.
Yep.
Yeah, almost I dropped him some clips, so he's all set. Please be orange this one. Sick of brown already.
Yes, come on.
Show me
dark.
Money. It's dark.
Nah.
It's dark and goopy too. Why this other one's so wet when other ones are so dry?
Yeah, where are they sitting? Maybe in the bottom of the clutch, maybe?
Might have been separated all these ones, so possibly these were the eggs. Yeah, right from the front, because obviously you get front to back variation.
There's some striping in there too.
There is, mate. This striping thing is going nuts.
They're going to be awesome for future pairing.
So that stripe develop more will be cool. Although I prefer it in orange, all the same. But
yes.
So far, maybe
orange.
Yes. You can only ask so much of the gods and kill so many goats to sacrifice, and maybe there is a limit to how far you can extend your membership.
Yep. Ryan McElhaney is here. Hey, mate. Phil Colvin, good luck, mate. Manu Sprout.
Phil. Little Sprouty.
Mr. Boswell is in the house. Hey, Daz. Hope you're doing well, buddy. What is this clutch? So this is from the Postmates. This is a 50-50 albino Bredli of Brent's to a really nice dark striped female that's a posset from a het pairing. So he's hoping he proves out the posset wild type as being 100% het. So, but because he's got the albino male over it, obviously it's it'll be 100% anyway. But it'd be nice to
anyway.
prove it. And there's some nice striping. Look at that.
Look at that for a stripe. I'd almost forgotten about the striping factor of this clutch.
Oh, as soon as I looked at the pictures when you mentioned it, the first thing I noticed was like, oh, hang on, they're both striped. It should make sense, I mean, this goes back to, you look at jungles, striped jungles, and tiger coastals, as some people call them, and tri-stripe something or others if you feel like getting constructive
on the naming. Yep.
They're all polygenic. So the more often you pair stripe things together, the better that striping will come. I think the only striping carpets I know that's actually genetic is Nick Martin's line of Bredli. So
Bredli, yes. Yep.
Which you don't have out here. So all the striping stuff, you need stripes to make better stripes.
Yep, and I've talked about it before. I don't know why they are not using that genetic recessive stripe into all sorts of carpet things over there. But
mate, it's a funny thing over there with Bredli.
Oh,
I like the sound of that.
Get that bottle off your shelf, Daz, and put your name on it.
I'll put my name on that egg. Oh, bro.
Oh,
the gold. There it is.
Oh my shit! There is no limit to the membership. You keep slaying the goats, the magic will come.
See, I just know that I need to make a bet. See, I did that for you. See, I knew I would.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
I knew I'd lose. It's a win.
And I tell you, well, it's a win for you. It's a bottle back to you, and it's a win for me because I got these snakes, and that's got striping too. So very white. Fine line like pinstripe. So we can get a bit better. I don't know if you can pick that up down there.
Just slightly
covered in goop and stuff, but yeah, there's some beautiful, very white, very thin line striping. We'll try and get this side.
Well, if that's the case, theoretically, there should be a whole heap more albinos in there, being albino overhead. So that's proved out.
Considering there was 5 browns.
Yeah, I'm thinking, oh, geez, it should be 50-50. But, you never know. You never
know. That's the one we want to see.
That's awesome. The colour's there now. That's all that matters. Now it's like, let's see if we can get some more. That's sad. So I don't know if anybody knew Gunther Schmieder has passed away today. It's very sad. I actually did know Gunther.
I did not.
Yeah, he was a herpetologist, did lots of stuff, and I remember him meeting him at Hawkesbury Herbs many, many years ago after it was around the time cane toads were invading up in the Northern Territory, so I'm talking a long time ago, and he was talking about yellow-spotted monitors up there and the decline, so... awesome photographer, made some beautiful photos. Lovely guy. So that's very.
I've heard the name before. Heard the name, but I thought he was from overseas. I didn't think he was an Australian fellow.
Is there such thing, Legend Chapman? Is there such thing as a pepper Bredli or not yet? Not yet, mate. But they are in the works. I did actually put pepper over a Bredli a couple of years back, and. I hatched 2. Oh, there we go. We're on the gold now.
Here we go with the correct colour.
Beautiful. Look at the reds in the head.
Not so much striping on that one, but yeah, beautiful orange head. Looks a bit lighter in the body. Not.
So the ones that hatch lighter, because you've hatched more than me. You find they go the more yellow as opposed with the more reddy orangey type ones. Are they darker in the egg, or
most of them? Quite a few of them right out of the egg. I mean, you can see the difference even in those two. Quite a few of them straight out of the egg are very orange. In honesty, that one there is very light. Like that's more like the normal yellow Darwin albino color once they sort of get going. And that one has potential to explode. It's weird. They kind of go 2 or 3 sheds, and the ones that are going to go mental orange just erupt. They shed one day and just go, holy cow! Like I would never sell one, until it's had a few sheds, so we can see what's happening with them, because they things that look pretty normal can change dramatically after a few more feeds and a few more sheds.
Definitely. So
a couple of albs looking good.
Yeah, that's good. So Ledger, that is a work in progress. That one is one of the ones I'm working on, the polygenic side of things. CQ Reptiles and Accessories. Good evening, mate. Thanks for coming along. Ashley, good luck for tonight, Brent. Calabot, surely Brent is paying off the snake gods at this point. 100% he is. I think it's more than paying off. I'm not going to mention what I think he's doing, but
Whatever it takes, mate. Whatever it takes.
That even looks like a Bredli colours in that, doesn't it?
It does. Got the very Bredli little dog bony pattern down that back end there. That's the crazy variation you get in that, some Darwinish banded looking things and some very Bredli looking things.
Yeah, little dots they get up around the back of their heads.
Yeah, that's a cool one. I don't know where this one's head is.
Wrong colour, but still looks nice.
Still very nice. Carries the gene, which is always handy. We'll put him in that pile there.
Cassidy Marshall, all the luck this year, mate. Wow, congratulations. Yeah, he certainly has. He could have given me some.
Oh, come on, mate. I helped you get some pepper jags and stuff and some caramel pepper jags. So, three world firsts in one clutch wasn't too unhealthy.
Christopher Sankey, yes, awesome, well done. I'll leave the other expletives off.
Oh, yes, here we go.
Daniel Boswell is in. Hey, Daniel, hope you're doing well, mate.
The GTP King.
Yeah, GTP King. Daniel's another up-and-coming awesome chondro breeder down SA.
Yep. Got some very cool stuff lurking in his little collection there.
He does. Keep your eyes out down there. Is that a bit of stripe on the top of that back as well, Brent?
That is definitely some really nice pinstripey white striping all the way down. And this is the one we're looking for. When you look at the head on this one, trying to get that head up there. Show yourself.
Glad I'm not the only one who has a problem with their heads. Don't want to come out of the egg.
No, but I don't see the top of that head.
You can see some orange, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the crazy orange. I'm going to force him out there. He's got a bit of sack lurking around there. We'll probably leave him alone, but that is definitely a very nice stripe, and hopefully will colour up exceptionally well.
How many is that so far? Starting to rack some up now.
3 of the right colour, 6 of the brownies.
How many was in this clutch?
We'll look on the charts. 13, 7 slugs, which is disappointing, but first time girl, so it can happen. Can be the boy, can be the girl, who knows? But 13 is not a bad result, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
100% hands.
Yeah, and 13 made it. So I guess the 13 that lived were nice and healthy.
Yep. David Glyer, awesome. Good to see an albino, definitely.
Ooh, yes. Here they come.
Emily Jane Breer. Odd gods on Brent's shoulders again. Yeah, definitely. Oh, look at that.
Again, that's got some crazy patterning.
That's nice.
That's very, very interesting on the side of that thing.
Yeah, is there much colour on the back of it? Or is it a bit of a stripe? It's hard to pick up on the back.
Tiny little, beautiful little white pinstriping. It's very odd. I don't know how close I can get to that without it flipping its biscuit.
Yep.
But it's a very, very fine white pinstriping. Just different. I can't remember that on the last time I hatched these. Where is this thing's head?
It's hiding.
It's doing a Morelia by design trick on me.
Yeah, I know.
I want to see this head.
Yeah, you did that. Ladies and gentlemen, how do you guys go for crossbreeding pythons? We'll get to that one probably a bit after the egg cutting. So just remember to go back to there. Donna Bennett shared. Hey boys, thanks Donna, appreciate it. Amy Nicole, ridiculous odds once again. Your favour, Brent. Beautiful, yes.
Oh, yes.
He gets all the odds.
Yes. I shall go and pray once more tonight because there's still eggs in the incubator.
I don't want to know how you pray and who you pray to. Actually, maybe I do. Maybe that's the problem.
maybe you need to come and have some lessons.
Yeah, maybe I'm not praying correctly. Maybe I just get on my knees more often.
Yes, you're doing the wrong sort of praying. You are.
That looks really nice, mate. That does.
This one's a cracker. Yes, I love. There's something about the patterning on this one that's very different. There's the side saddles, but they're kind of light and dark with little white lines around them already. That's different. There's something nice. Now we're covered in slimy stuff. This egg could go anywhere. But the head's right there. I'd just like to get it up.
Just have a bit of a look-see. Yeah, he's just
Right there
sitting
in
there in
the
the
middle.
curls. Yeah.
Yeah, he's pulling it back in. All right, we'll leave you alone. Understand. It's a lot to take in. Come out of the egg and go straight under the spotlight. So.
Yep.
And then there were 3. There's a couple with slits already. So we'll find out what's left. We've got 6 and 4. We're getting closer to the money.
What will it be? Oh,
what?
Nailed it.
What shall it be?
What shall it be?
Oh, wow. That has got some orange on it.
Yes, look at that. Wow.
Oh, that's what I like a lot. And also some pinstriping. Hopefully this one's nice and healthy. Very big solid hatchie, this one.
I reckon that's the Bredli side of them, eh? Big chunky. Even the Darwins are a good solid chunky snake when they hatch. So
yep.
adding the Bredli into it, can't go wrong.
Oh,
look at the head.
Look at you. That is a stunner.
So many of these have my name
on them. I'm going to stick a sticker on this one's egg before it even gets out of it.
maybe it'll cry out of that egg and go into another egg like mine did the other day.
Yeah, excavating into someone else's home.
The colour on the head.
That head is insane. Let me try. I'm going to dig that out and violate this thing. This is not what you do to eggs.
No.
But just for the purpose of showing that head.
Oh, look at that.
That's what we
contrast in the head.
for.
It's like red and white.
Yes. And you know what they're like as hatchies. Generally, most stuff very dull and boring.
Oh, wait till there are half a dozen sheds in. They're going to be smoking.
Yep. And as we've talked about, the genius idea you had forever ago, and everyone was trying to make the heads, and everyone was of the belief that 50%ers, 50% Bredli, 50% Darwins would not be that spectacular. We'd need 75% or 88 or 94 to be good.
Yep.
We were all wrong. That's got
good.
some cracking stripe too. My God, I do not want to. I want this thing out of the egg right now.
Come to daddy.
Oh, wow. That is awesome. I love this one. And funny enough, you get their little Bredli dot things around it, and quite a few of these weird have had little heart symbols in the patterning of it. A couple of them are even sold to people that later on they came back to me and said, "Oh, I love this snake. Look, it's got a little heart in its pattern." Like it was like, damn, what did I sell that for? Oh. Very cool. Is Chloe Shaw here tonight? Chloe's there. Chloe sent me a picture today of a snake.
Oh, yep, Chloe's there. Yep, sorry. I just post come up with this thing. Yep. Wow.
Post that picture. I don't know if you can post pictures. Post it in something, Chloe, of that snake that has the a KHP on the side of it. If you're half imaginative,
Brent will give you 50 grand for that.
It's my snake. Stupidly, I sent it to her.
Oh, well, you can buy it back.
And
50 grand.
Buy it back with a KHP. Now, I think she just got it tattooed or something for me. This one slit up, but looking darkish. Oh no.
Send me photos, Chloe. Send me a message. I want to see the KHP snake.
Yeah. Oh my God. Here we go.
Oh. Let's go.
Here we go.
This will be the last
Oh, man. Oh, you just missed that. Hang on. Let me.
Oh, is it people? Oh, I can just see. Yeah, there we go. Look at
that just slid. Wait for a second. See if this thing wants to pop its head out.
Put it down on the paper. Maybe moving it's probably a thing. Put it back
towards its head. It's slipping. Let me just get rid of this one before I drop it.
Brent, move the egg that's slitting just in the camera view. So if it goes, you can point to it.
This one out. That one.
Yeah.
It's gone ballistic.
There we go.
It's actually, I think it's going to, might just leave that one to, where's the, get under the camera, leave that one to do its thing, I think. It just did those two slits right then and went to this end and gone for a full nuzzle into the corner.
Yeah. At least we can see. You can carry on cutting them. We can keep an eye on
it. Yeah, let's leave that one aside for a second. I've got plenty of things I need to look at inside this egg. In the meantime, you can keep an eye on that egg. Can you see that on? All right.
Yeah, you can push the other one further away from you. Yeah, that's fine. Yep. Anyway, there you go.
So this little fella is also looking extraordinary. It's got that weird pattern as well. That like that other one, it's got those saddles, but the white lines around the outside of the saddles.
Yeah, no. Oh, yeah. Look at the like. There's really heavy contrast on the side with those saddles and the bands are.
Yeah,
like that's going to be really nice.
It's cool. Let me find the head on this one. Hopefully, this one has a nice brighter type looking head. There's the head in the middle. Oh yes. Get out. Again, do not try this at home.
Yep. Thanks, Chloe. I'll have a look in a minute. Thanks for that.
Yeah, that was very cool, Chloe. Thank you for that. She sent it to me. I saw it. I could see what she was saying, and then she highlighted it for me. It was very cool. I think if you stare at Jags enough and try and read the writing in the side of them, look at this thing. When you read the writing in the side, you can make yourself anything you want out of the letters if you're imaginative enough.
Yeah, I see. Very, very good.
How good is that? Do I want to dig this thing more or do a Darwin and leave it alone? It's got a cracker head on it, this one. I was trying to get it up to see, but it's I'll leave it. I've done enough bad things to snakes tonight.
That's not these ones.
That's alone. Well.
The other one, he's pretty much slipped that egg open for you.
This thing's out. This thing's ready to roll. I don't know. We should just leave it to do its thing. Let's see that.
Finish it off for him.
It'd be cool if it just came out on camera.
Oh.
Probably saw the light now and went, piss off, idiot.
I'm camera shy. It's my first time.
He's had a good crack at this thing.
He has. He's like, I want to come out. What's all the commotion?
Seen all his mates out, waiting for a mate. A nice orange nose on it. Oh yes, it's the return of the albino gene in fine form, late.
Look at the head on it. Jeez.
So we pop that up. That also has some insane striping. Oh yeah, there you go. Show yourself. Stay out. You're just poking your head out, mate. Now you're out and you've gone all shy.
The reds in that.
Yes, that's a cracker.
Certainly is.
Well, mate.
Striping too. Wow.
Mate, I don't know what to say. That's quite amazing. After actually feeling a little bit like of some disappointment after five wildies.
Oh, I know. Did I win? Oh, it's one less bottle.
Mind you, back to one bottle now, mate. After all that panic attack buying out every Dan Murphy store in Western Sydney.
I did. Luckily, I've been drinking it.
I'm more than happy for you to have a bottle on the back of this clutch. I'll celebrate with my 2, 4, 6, 7 albinos.
Well, there you go. We said roughly 50-50, and he actually pipped the odds.
7 and 6. What's the chances of pipping the odds after 5 wild types, and then come home strong with the remaining albinos? What a mess!
Wow, stunning.
Yeah, mate. That's I tried. We tried some stuff with this albino boy together, and then I had 3 girls lined up for him, and he only got this one clutch done. So disappointing in his efforts. He only had 3 girls to please, and came up with 1 out of 3. But now I forgive him. But I love her even more because she's the one who's come through with the genes on board. So.
Definitely. No complaining there.
That's cool. Very happy.
Yeah. Your Bowman albino Bredli is so sexy. Nice work. Legendary. Yep. Chris Sunky, last one was amazing. Matthew Trace kissed on the
Something by
the little tiny toothpick by a fairy. This bloke, you set right, Matty.
he has mentioned those things to me before.
Yes. So, you'll have to share the praying technique that you're using.
I don't know if I want to divulge these secrets now.
Yeah, I reckon. David Sands, congrats, lads. That's awesome. Yep, well done. Donna Bennett, congrats, Brant. Lee Whiffen, another cracker. Yep. Leisure Chapman, is that it? Yeah, fortunately. Dave Lee, what an awesome outcome. Congrats. So we'll go back. Troy Gubb, hey, mate, congratulations, well done. So we'll go back to...
Hey, Mr. Gubb, where you been, mate?
Hiding.
Don't blame you. No, he can't be out in Sydney at the moment. He doesn't want that COVID shit, so good to see you still around, buddy. Shoot me a message one day.
Yes. All right, now to be questions that we had before. Was it or something?
Oh my God, I need a drink. I can't believe I'm not even going to drink tonight again. I'm trying to be a good human.
It's your fault.
Definitely cause for celebration.
Absolutely. I've got to find something.
I actually said to someone earlier today, this was my most anticipated clutch of the year, just quietly. Yes. I didn't want to tell too many people because if it went bad, I was going to cry and didn't want to cry on TV. Where's your question time, Dazza?
Yeah, I'm just trying to find the one I said I'd answer later. I'm just trying to find. I can't remember what it was.
We'll do a quick question time. I'm tired as shit, so I might need an early night tonight, but something tells me I'll be awake a little bit longer, staring into a few eggs for the next half an hour or so.
I think that was the question. How do you guys go for crossbreeding the pythons? I don't have too much problem. Brent does.
Depends what species, I guess, you're trying to crossbreed, I suppose.
Yeah, some are easy, some are quite difficult. The reason you don't see a lot of albino cross Bredli or 100% hets floating around is because an extremely difficult one to get over the line. Many people have tried unsuccessfully for a decade.
Tried and failed miserably.
So I was lucky to crack it. Obviously, Joe Ball was. As far as I'm aware, we're the only two that have actually done it originally. Once you kind of make that initial crossing, getting them together, the babies, then it becomes a little bit easier because you now got that kind of mixed, let's just say mixed DNA between coastal and
mixed species.
Sorry, Darwin and Bredli, sorry. So, but getting them, you've got two extremes. You've got pythons, Darwin obviously breed quite early and Bredli breed quite late. So getting that crossover point is not quite so simple. But now that they've crossed over, it should be a bit easier. So once it starts, it's easy. It's just getting pairing going.
Yeah, definitely. You did well. You got the magic rolling. But the guy in Queensland's made the 75%ers. I sold him an albino Bredli some years ago, and he got one back to a wild type last year. He's got the 75% on the roll, so he's managed to repeat the feat.
Yep,
good on him. Done well.
Excellent. Yep, a few years away, and we'll start getting some 75%ers. The choice of it all.
Be interesting.
Yep. Tom Clark, does anyone know where to get a decent, solid snake hook from? Well, I know the one I use religiously all day, every day. I've had for 20-odd years, and I got that from Jeff Banks at Hawkesbury Herps. He made the best snake hooks ever. I got two of them, and they're over 20 years old, and I still use them every day. But I don't know where nowadays.
Cold-blooded revolutions. Sells them online. Got his own Facebook page. A few people have been asking me about hooks lately. So, so I couldn't remember that guy, but I looked it up for someone the other day. I actually got a couple from him. He'll just message him and he often just makes a bunch of them and sells off different colours, but I believe he will do custom stuff if you want something in particular.
Chris is the man. Yep.
I don't know if it was him that used to come to the expos and sell them. Central Coast, maybe?
Central Coast. Chris Taylor, lovely bloke, top guy.
Yep.
Hit him up.
Bought my purple and pink one came from him that was for Piper that is now in the olive enclosure. Nice little short, 50 centimetre, big heavy duty thing. And they got to be good if you're swinging olives off them. So awesome quality product.
That's one of Chris's here.
Look, the golf club handle and the fancy flamey shaft.
That's one of Chris's. Yeah, really good. Oh yeah, I actually had a really long one from Chris. I used to use it in the scrub pythons, so they're pretty solid. Yeah.
It was 3 meters long, was it?
Sorry? Yeah, it was.
3 meter long for the scrubbies.
So so hit up Chris. Chris is a good bloke. He'll look after me. And that's my old lock all this stuff over. And that's the old Jeff Banks special. Same thing, golf club. He made his own hooks and all soldered and welded, but yeah.
Yep.
Hard to find the ones nowadays. But the ones Chris makes are certainly really good. They've had their fair share of herping and stuff in the past.
Absolutely, yeah. It's funny, everyone's chasing them at the moment, so I've sent us a few people his way. Hopefully he made a couple of sales, but yeah, definitely good quality product, which is hard to find these days, and locally Australian-made product, mate, which is more important in the big scheme of things.
Yeah, Chris used to bring the bits in and make them himself, so yep. Very good. So what other questions have we got? Granite Bredli, oh, that's amazing. Sorry, scanning through here. You can read that, Brent. You only got 6 elves. One male's apparently Matt's. Any trays is calling shots.
I was just telling Daz before I posted, well, before we cut this tonight, I'd obviously posted the live coming up and had quite a few messages of people reinstating their want of albino Bredlis, and so I was very happy to see some because, mate, there's people been waiting for some time for these things. A couple of years of people waiting because I haven't made any. Daz did a great job making the hets, and I ran with it, made my visuals, and then did nothing for years. Let Joe Ball have a field day for a couple of years pumping them out. So I was just happily growing up mine and making other plans for them. So yeah, glad to see some tonight for sure.
Definitely. So very nice. Lucky odds.
Unbelievable.
Tara Swanson. I saw the snake with the heart on it. Very nice snake. You definitely made a mistake getting rid of that one, Brent. This
certainly did.
College. Love the albinos. Well done, mate.
Jess Winslet has that heart one, and there's others too, but she first noticed it on one of the albino Bredlis that she got, and it was absolute perfect heart too. Beautiful. Nice. So, that happens. There's something in that Bredli patterning. I think they've got that sort of, little bubbly pattern on them. I think that's just a development of that.
No, that's how I bred them, mate. I designed them around that pattern.
I bet you counted the pixels, rubbed them together, threw them on in.
See, I can make hearts out of this. Look at that.
Yep.
Jared Stevenson, killer clutch, and just so much joy in the het proving polygenic stuff. Yep. And
yep. Well, really, it's a 33% chance it wasn't going to prove, So it's the better odds. People always get worried about POS hets like we've talked about. 66% is quite a good number, 33 of not proving. I was shitting myself early, but 66%, it should more often than not come good. So
yeah, well, 66% of the time it should be good.
Statistically, yep.
Tyson Evans, Mr. Lovey made the 75%ers.
Yes, Mr. Lovey is the man.
Oh, Anthony O'Daniel, he's got his name on the bottom right one as well. So it looks like looks like you've got none, Brent, between those two and the other four being
and
mine.
You.
Troy.
I should have numbered them.
Yep, Troy's agreeing. Jeff Banks makes the best hooks. Yep, all his hooks are Jeff's. Yeah, they're crackers. Like I said, I bought mine. Best part would be probably over 20. I think I got mine like 2,000. And and mate, the long one I just showed before, mate. He just had an absolute thrashing when I used to go out and do rescues and all that sort of stuff with wires and field trips and herping and everything. Unreal.
Field trips where you're lifting up boulders with them and, pulling up bloody
pulling logs over and
giant
people's backyards dragging out Besser blocks and things, because they've got a brown snake somewhere, you don't shove your hand in it. So,
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you boys have scrub pythons? I have had scrub pythons. Certainly like to have them again one day when I can afford to give them the size and closure they rightly deserve. They are a stunning animal, and they are Morelia that are just not like anything else. They're extremely intelligent, just awesome snakes. I love scrubbies. Love them.
Yep. I remember going to your factory unit back in the day, and the size of the head on that thing. Your scrubbies were, I think, the first adult scrubbies I've seen live in person, and you never forget the size of the head on those things the first time you see it. It's like, oh my God, do not let that thing bite me.
Yeah. When you give them a 2 kilo rabbit to eat, and they kind of eat it and then look at you and go, is there another one? It's like,
next.
They were, I think one was like 15 foot and 17 kilos or something like that. So they're big snakes. But they were nice. They were nice snakes, so you could actually handle them, but you still got to give them the respect, like.
I wasn't going to, no. You're welcome to.
Yeah. Let's try and read these questions anyway. Christopher Hudson, what's the best time to make Bredli albs as in putting them together? Well, go on, Brent. You seem to be the one more experienced with that now.
To me, they still go a little later. They're certainly not into the Bredli, pure Bredli stuff hatching out in February, March. But this one, here we are in January, and just hatching now. So they're certainly beyond Darwin limits. They're in the middle, and I can't say they go the same time every year, but I would certainly not be pairing them super early. It wouldn't be the first pairings you're rushing to make. But yeah, it's in the middle there somewhere.
Yep. Yeah, mine. Well, go to mine hatch. Mine was a couple of weeks ago.
10 days ago, 12 days ago. So yeah, still fairly deep into season. Yep. And I remember when you made your hets, that was just a perfect timing window opportunity of
absolutely
just the male. I remember you telling me the male threw him in there, did the job. A week later, went to put your hand in, and the male nearly took your arm off. So he was done.
Yeah, 3 times. Opened the drawer. Saw him mating 3 times. Opened the drawer the next time. He just about took my face off. I'm like, I guess you don't want to be making babies anymore. He was straight on the food.
He was telling you, I've done my job, feed me.
Yeah, it was a little bit of work, but it worked. So that's the main thing. Where are we? Hudson, Troy Visitil. Yeah, I put my hand up a while ago.
Yes. I'll dig out the waiting list. One of the only things I'd actually have a list in my phone for, and we'll go back to the start and see where it all begins. But yes, mate, I had hoped there would be a ton. I was actually amazed we ended up with 7. So it's very, very happy with the results on that.
Well, it depends on the sexes. That's the next one.
It does, because the first 4 I ever hatched were 4 males in that first year. I think the second year was the second time, wasn't the second year, was more males, and I think 1 or 2 girls is all I've ever produced. It's been amazing. The sex odds have been very heavily swayed to males. So the best female, the really orange one I've got, was one of the only females I ever made. I was just fortunate that it got a bit of striping and a lot of orange.
It's quite funny, because the original pairing I made, which is quite a big clutch, I think it was something like 36 or something like that from memory. Yeah,
so they're huge.
It was a majority of females. In fact, I had so many females. I think I had something like 4 or 5 pairs of trios, because you got a trio from me.
I got a trio, yeah. You got a trio too as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I think Sharpie got some too. I can't remember. Oh no, I think he was going to and then hesitated. I can't remember, but they.
Bad move, Sharpie.
Yeah. I can't remember, but
I do remember. It was funny that you said to me, "I've got a few trios if you want," and I was like, "Done, take it, let it roll."
Should have quadrupled the price.
Yeah, I know. You arm and an what do you think about this? Yes, thank you. Sold, done.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't keep that many. I would have if it was a smaller clutch. I probably would have kept them, but having so many, it just wasn't feasible to keep that many animals.
Definitely not. It was huge.
Yeah. So Corey Farr, hey guys. So breeding a Darwin python to a Bredli python considered the same as breeding a green tree python to a carpet python? If so, why are we not doing it in Australia? Do you want to go? Or you want me to go?
You cracked that one, mate.
No, not. I don't agree. I think breeding a chondro and a carpet python is completely different. I think Bredli, even though it's Morelia Bredli and it's not actually Spilota as such, I think they're more closely related. I know that's kind of almost a bit of the controversy they have over in the States when they look at Morelia Spilota as a complex. They don't tend to care, but Bredli, of course, it's slightly different.
Yep, but it's on its own.
Yeah, it's on its own, and I think they're more accepted as being a carpet python as opposed to a chondro or green tree python, where it's not considered a carpet python. So I guess they're more, like it's like a Ruscar python. They're both Morelia, but they're not. So like in terms of your Spilota, whereas the Bredli is more in the mix. So I don't consider it an issue. But, I wouldn't put a Darwin over a chondro, but I'm happy to put a Darwin over a Bredli because I consider them all pretty much the same sort of family. I consider chondros different. I consider roughies different. That's my opinion. Everyone else probably has their own. Like I say, what you do in your house is up to you. Just be honest with whatever you're doing. So there's probably people out here trying. Why are we not doing it in Australia? Mate, personal choice. If you want to go for your life, like that's your call. There's always two sides of the coin. One is, be honest in what you're doing, and you'll have a few people that are quite keen and interested to see what you're doing, and then you're going to have the haters. So
absolutely.
Doesn't matter which way you go. Some of the stuff overseas, car pondros, jag pondros, and all that sort of stuff. There's quite some stunning looking snakes over there. But if you make these combinations and breed these animals, you got to remember they're not all going to look good. They're not all going to be nice, and you got to be able to move them or care for them.
Yeah.
So, you got to take that responsibility. But I guess it comes down to personal opinion. What do you think, Brent?
Yeah, mate, I think the green trees are such a different characteristic snake to the rest of the carpet family. I think there's always been that gap of clearly they're not just your standard carpet python. They're arboreal. They're a totally different species. I wouldn't be putting a carpet to a green tree girl. They seem to be doing green tree boys to carpet girls just because the logistics of it. You don't want those gigantic carpet eggs, and inside a GTP. They seem to be work safer with GTP stuff going into carpet stuff. So they're a little bit different species. I think people have always recognised the GTP as a little bit far away from the genus of the rest of the normal Morelia species.
I'd say chondro is probably more closely related to a roughie. Yeah,
definitely. Yep. And I know people have done it in the past, like you said, and there's been some pretty ugly things underground, in years gone by that people have tucked away and not really talked about too much because they didn't quite get what they were expecting, which is the sad part of trying some of these experiments.
Yep, that's it. So, personal choice, mate. It's up to you in my opinion. I mean, I know there's some stronger opinion people out there that are just, no, you're a mutt breeder if you do that. But like I said, each their own.
Yep.
Leslie Higgins, over 75% hypo caramel. There's an interesting conversation there. I had hypo caramel, Bredli jag. Planning to put it over an albino next season and see what happens. Well, if it's a head albino, you'll get some sunglows. If it's just a put over an albino, it'd be nice.
Yep.
I
did that pairing last year. Last year. Yeah. One of 75% exactly that, hypo and caramel. Hypo from the Bredli line and caramel from the normal carpet line. Bredli jag, which came from Brad Regan, one of his beautiful little projects. So
nice Bredli jags there, that's for sure.
Did that last season. Yeah, it's just a straight Bredli jag. So got some 100% heads growing up from that project. Hopefully, will be some nice stuff there. But definitely worth doing, mate. And certainly make those heads because the wild types and the jags will all be heads for magic.
Yeah, definitely. So I've got some in the game myself.
I just wanted to just try the jag gene. You know, we talked about it, about how the hypo, you know, we've discussed it a fair bit about hypo wouldn't help the albino Bredlis. They'd go yellow, which is not the direction we want. I just wanted to see what the jag gene mixed into some of that albino Bredli would do. I believe it won't be great for the colour. Might be very interesting for the pattern.
Yeah. We'll see.
We'll see.
I know.
We'll see. We'll see in a little while.
Got some of my caramel Bredli jags over albino. So.
Yep.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think you're starting to get a little bit washed down because, you know, even mine are, I think, 75, maybe 80 odd, 88s, 87.5% Bredli. Yep. But even then, when you outcross to albino, unless, of course, you have 50% albino Bredli,
Yep.
You know, suddenly you're going to be back below what you've got there. You're going to be sub 50%. You're going to be, in your 40 odd percent. So, but, you've got to get there somehow, whereas it's slightly lower percent. Who knows? Might probably still come out nice. You can work your way back upwards again, put it back into Bredli. Either way, to get anything at a high percentage Bredli, where I think is where we'll start to see, the real potential of what could come. Anything's going to be a slow road.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, those jags, that one I did last year, will make 62.5% Bredli blood. So it's still an improvement on the 50s, but the main project was getting the jag gene in there was what I was more, trying to keep the Bredli percentage up there, but I just wanted to see the jag influence into it.
Yeah. Well, that's where it all starts to come, isn't it? Like you get the albino and then it's like, right, we don't want to chuck this in, chuck that in, and that's where the projects you start to fraction off in different directions and head this way and that way, and
see where it can go. Like that weird bloke who had the idea of putting a bloody albino Darwin with the Bredli way back 5-6 years ago.
That bloke, you think you could have bred him by now, wouldn't you? Oh, hang on, yes.
I heard he got a couple a decade later.
Yeah, I'll never make that. 2 lessons I've learned in life. That's the second one. I'll never make that mistake again either. The other one's not. The first one was selling something before you'd actually bred it. Don't do that again either.
Yes.
Katie Gordon, a bit late today, but guess what, guys? I cracked a Paradox. First one ever, Paradox Albino. Awesome.
Oh, wow.
Picture it didn't happen, Katie. You know what?
Send me pics. Send me pics. Don't worry about Darren.
Don't worry about Brent. He's got enough albino stuff there to look at. I don't have anything here at all. It's all sold.
I do love the Paradox stuff. It's cool to see stuff out there now. Coming Paradoxy Chimera looking things. Very interesting display snake. I don't think they're the magic key to anything genetic, but stunning, beautiful looking animals though. I'd love to have one just perched up in the lounge room.
Oh, definitely. Richard Gear, g'day boys. I missed out. What clutch did I miss out on? You can tell him that. What clutch?
Some Bredli Darwin Albinos, which coming from a posshead girl, I was very happy to see some orange ones that came flooding in of late. So, happy days.
Yep. So, Chris, I think it's last year. Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me. Dad and I getting a couple of scrubs. Well.
Oh, yes.
Awesome. Like the young, take your time with them. They're not like normal Morelia. They'll size you up.
And they will scent on you and leave you a nasty stink on you when they are unhappy with your handling.
All I can say is, if they are feisty, you'll need to spend some time with them to get them settled. And some do not want to settle. I was lucky. The ones I had were quite well behaved.
Yep.
You do not want a 15-foot thing that's angry.
Why not, Daz?
Like the Kraken that Chris has up in Queensland. He's got a monster scrubby up there. He calls the Kraken. He's a beast.
Yep. I know my mate in Melbourne, Shane Planky, had a couple of young scrubbies, and I think he ended up getting rid of him. He said the scenting is just horrendous. He said there's nothing quite like it. It's something you wear for 2 days afterwards.
And they grow, like if you feed them, you have never seen anything. I had one, and I wouldn't even say that I fed them hard. And
Yep.
the original pair I got, which I got from young Hatchies, the male was 10 foot at 2 years. So and that
every
wasn't
feed straight on the size.
Mate, by the time, they're smashing, I think these things were smashing like large rats by the time they were like 8 months of age. You know what I mean? Like they come out the size of a bloody juvenile, like a spotted python. Like they're huge.
Yeah.
Like, they come out like a 12-month-old carpet.
Yeah. Insane.
Yeah. They do not take long to grow. But very nice. So good luck. Have fun. Awesome animals, that's for sure. Corey Farr, thanks for answering. No worries, mate. Anytime. Leslie Higgins, mine is one of Brad Reagan's, and he wished he kept it. We all say that. We always sell stuff that we wish we kept.
Yes, you can't keep them all. Darren wishes he never sold me albino Bredli heads too, but look where we are today.
Yes, that's exactly right. Julie Sinclair, hey mate. Hi all. Is it good or bad idea to introduce a male to a female before breeding season, or do you purely introduce for happy time? You want to come see me, mate? You want some happy time? So many things I could put on an accent and do so many rude things, but I'm not.
It's going live to your YouTube, which you swore you would be kid-friendly in your content, so behave yourself.
Did I? Damn. No,
didn't you read the terms and conditions of that? No, you just clicked yes, didn't you?
You won't come here for the happy time.
So no much point in introducing them earlier than season. If anything, I don't, because you want that initial male into female contact to be like, oh my God, it is happy time. And you want to pick up those scents and go, I am in love with this thing. Let's get it done.
Yep.
So having them, that's always a little bit of a risk of, you cohabiting things and having things together all year round. They're not excited by meeting her at any particular moment when she smells delicious.
Yep, that's exactly right. 100%. Do it. And even to the point, if you're not sure, throw him in with another male. Let them have the combat for a little bit of stimulation and things like that you can do before you introduce to the girl. So make sure they're cooled and cycled and doing all the right things.
Yep.
And also making sure that she's cool enough that she doesn't think there's a nice bit of food going into enclosure and just latches on thinking it's dinner time. So heard of that happening a few times too.
Absolutely. Yep. I'm surprised you answered that so well. When the word happy time came up, I cringed, knowing where your brain was going.
I kept it decent, which is hard for me. Crystal Wilson, Reagan's reptiles have a hypo camel Bredli jag on their page. Yep. Brad's a top bloke, lovely guy, known Brad for many, many years, and he breeds some absolutely stunning camel Bredli jags. Definitely has some nice stuff. So
legend of a fella.
Yeah, top bloke. Matty Trace, Brent wishes he had a paradox. Brent wishes he had everything. Matt,
I wish I had a paradox. I know you've got one, Matty Travs, and I know I want it, but whatever. You're a bloody wild type loving unit. You'll keep that paradox forever. I know it.
Oh, look, Sharp just comes in here. I had a paradox albino prep this year, but bloody died a few days after. Mate, picture it didn't happen.
Photos didn't happen, mate. I want
mate,
pictures. Get it. I would have cut that out of the egg and had a look at it. Yeah. I am just having a sneak peek at Katie's pictures. Oh, shit. That is stunning. And funny enough...
You better send them to me. We're doing a show, mate. Don't be so rude. I can't... How can I co-host here?
Read the message, dickhead, that says I've sent them to you both. So if you check your inbox, you will see the pictures also. Oh, hello. Little albino Bredli was half coming out before I yelled at him. And it seems, I have no experience with paradox, but from what I'm seeing and told, they all start with those minimal little patchings here and there, and then they just explode with every shed until the whole thing looks like it's been dragged through a pot of black ink.
Well, I don't know. I'm not getting any messages. Which send them?
To your page, Morelli by Design. Did you forget who you were for a second? Thank you, Katie.
I don't know how to steer it on the computer, see? It's all on my phone.
Would you like me to send it to you or something, Darren? You can work it out for yourself.
Don't be rude.
That's awesome, Katie. Congrats. That is beautiful. One day,
Oh, yes,
I will make one. But I don't know. It seems to be in lines we've talked about. Certain pairings seem to produce them, and then nothing happens from those animals. But it seems. But some lines of things that people have in their collection, and that's, I guess, the problem of breeding your own animals for years and years and years. If it's not in there, it's not in there. You're never going to see it. So
no, that's it. And, it's related. It's the thing when you inbreed stuff. It's amazing what you can think you see when it's inbred all the time.
Message me, Sharpie.
Yeah,
Jared Sharp.
Jared.
Message me. He had the best looking zebra paradoxy thing. That green camo looking snake.
The Chimera one.
Yeah, that was a cracking animal that I remember many, many years ago. My wife saw it at some expo, I don't know where it was, and just came over and said to me that Sharp's got that funny looking camo snake, she called it, army camo snake. She goes, I want it. I was like, good luck. She goes, just make one then. Still no.
Yeah.
Not happening. She goes, I'll go and buy it from Jared. Doesn't work like that either. So it was rare that she ever would come to me and say, I want that. Like, beautiful snake.
Says that to me. Not over snakes. Not over snakes that eat rats.
She never wants you to produce snakes in her presence.
No, not. Katie Gordon, sent you both Paradox pictures. Thank you. I'll have a look at that after. Looks very nice. Yes, poop covered snakes.
Yes, that's happened to a few people I know that have gone, oh, I think I've got a paradox, and then a shed comes and maybe it was just a little bit of poo between the skin.
Well, here's an interesting question. Controversial. How much time do we have, Brent?
I'm tired, but let's push on for a little bit.
Hypos and caramels, are they different or the same?
We should write this in like one of those automated response questions.
Not a simple response, is it?
No, I guess like I feel like we answer this so often over so many shows of so many times, but they're different. They are very much different. They are both incomplete dominant traits. So they are from different lines. So the hypo, talking in Australia type things, is a very different line to the caramel, which is an overseas thing. So very, very different look to it. Hypos are much cleaner looking, very little black. Whose line was the hypo?
Rob McLeod.
McLeod's hypos, yes.
For the long version of according to Simon Stone.
Yep.
The original orange peppers were created from, according to Wayne Larks, was created from a Rob McLeod line coastal.
Yep.
In a nutshell. And
into a jag.
Hypos, the bigger, I suppose, that what you need to understand, and this is where a lot of people will get confused, caramel is identified as an incomplete dominant trait. The problem with the term hypos is it references, when you look at the word hypomelanistic, it references an animal lacking or having reduced melanistic pigmentation, i.e. black-brown pigmentation. It doesn't necessarily equate to being an incomplete dominant mutation, and there lies the problem. So people go, oh, check out my hypo Bredli. Well, hypo Bredli are polygenic. They're not dominant. So when you say, I put my hypo Bredli over my Darwin, and now I've got hypo albino, Bredli Darwins, well, they're not. They are just albino Bredli Darwins, even though it's from a hypo, it's still only polygenic. So it's not incomplete dominant. So you're not going to make a sunglow out of it, which you would do with the caramel or with the Australian incomplete dominant hypo. So that lies some confusion. I chatted to Wayne about this and said, that's the way it was called. That was what it was. But I said, if it was originally, supposedly a orange pepper, then perhaps the name Orange Coastal should have stayed with the name. And therefore, the gene would have been far more easily identified, rather than getting people saying, "Oh, it's hypo this," and as the conversation earlier, someone saying my hypo caramel such and such. So,
I asked Brad Regan about that very time when I was talking to him back when I bought that thing as a hatchie, you know, because he said, oh, it's hypo caramel, 75% Bredli jag, and I was like, what? And then, yeah, obviously when he breaks it down, it was a hypo Bredli, you know, mixed into it, and the caramel from the carpet. So, and he said he could see the difference between them. He believed the lighter ones you could pick as caramels against normal. So
they are very difficult to tell because I've bred a few myself.
Yeah. So how do you know what's the hypo and what's the caramel at play? You know, like,
so in an example like that Brent's just used, if I said I got a hypo caramel Bredli jag, you could think that it means two separate incomplete dominant mutations, being Rob McLeod coastal line hypo incomplete dominant, and obviously imported caramel incomplete dominant. But that's not the case. We're talking about a hypo Bredli, which is polygenic, which is being proved out by Nick Mutton overseas with Bredlis over there, and an incomplete dominant trait. So even though the terminology isn't incorrect, it's also very misleading on the fact that, you know, if you do not know what the person is talking about and you do not ask the right questions, you're going to could be misled into buying something that it's not. So often you'll see people saying, oh, hypo caramel XYZ. Well, where's the hypo come from? Is it complete dominant? Is it coastal line? Is it something else that's not? When you consider, you can have any animal that can, you know, you take a coastal, you take a Darwin, and you know it lacks some of that melanin pigmentation. It can be considered hypo. It's all personal opinion of how much melanin they need to lose. So it's a very, very tricky topic. So you need to be very clear and understand if you're going to buy something like that, exactly what the pairing was and an explanation of how that.
Ask the questions.
Ask the question.
You know, good breeders will tell you, like Brad did. Brad Regan, straight up, 100%. This is the pairing. This is what made it. You know, that's why I've called it this. You know, so you need to, as the buyer, you need to understand it. As the seller, you need to declare everything that's there. So it's got to go both ways, you know. Ask the questions, get the answers.
Yep, because that makes you buy it on the assumption of what they say it is. Then you buy it, then you breed it, then you're selling the same thing, but yet you don't understand what it is. So it creates a non-flow effect of, you know, when you see things advertised and therefore a misunderstanding of what is being represented when your selling happens, not necessarily with intention.
Yeah, and that's probably good trait these days of why everything's done by text message or messenger. So, you know, this is written there in fact, so you can go back and reference it, because quite often you get people say, oh, this guy told me that it was this, you know, and I'm like, sometimes maybe people misinterpret, or like you say, they don't fully understand it, so they say it's this, and I'm like, it can't be that. It's not possible, but, you know, maybe they said this and you thought that meant something else, you know, like it's yeah, that's probably an advantage of the text world we live in now. So you can say, send me what it is, and then we can work it out, you know? Yeah,
absolutely. Jared's saying, this one was an albino with silver pepper patches. Well, it sounds cool, mate. Where's the pics? Send the pics.
Albino with silver pepper, like wild type silver pepper.
Yeah, chimera type thing.
Oh, come on, please. And it died, though. That's a shame. That would have been something spectacular.
Yeah, I hatched one with 7 heads with albino, moonglow, paradox, chimera, sunglow, pied, everything. Unfortunately, it died.
I
had a photo somewhere, but my camera died and I lost it.
Yeah, it's on your old phone?
It's on the old phone, yes.
No worries, Sharpie's got some cool pictures lurking amongst his stuff. He doesn't share them too often. Every now and then he'll let one out.
Nugget. See that one?
Oh, yeah. Look at that little albino Bredli, mate. He's on the prowl.
Yes,
he's ready to go.
Hey, Michelle, hope you're doing well down there. Anyone bred black carpets? Well, someone was trying. Cough, cough, Jared Sharp. Not sure how it's going, though, but we'll have to find out.
Let's just say not well, sadly. I'm very disappointed.
That we'll see any time soon, if at all. See, River Park, Katie Gordon, River Park Reptiles Bundaberg. If you boys want to see the thousands of photos I'll end up posting of my paradox, PS, hope you don't mind me mentioning my page on your. That's disgusting. We'll send you an invoice. So $1,000 a letter, isn't it? And 2 for a capital.
Send us the pictures anyway. Always happy to see some Paradox stuff. I might look up the page and check it out.
Yep. So you go and have a look, everyone. What's Matthew Trays? Matthew Trays is dribbling something here. I have a hypo caramel Bredli jag from Reagan. He's 100% completely different to any other snake I've seen. Well, they're all different, mate. There's no snakes that are the same. Their colours are fingerprints. So, of course, it's going to be different than anything else.
Funny enough, that snake that my wife named Olivia Benson from some crime show, CSI or something, or some show, loves that animal. Reckons she says the same thing. She reckons that hypo Bredli jag is different to anything else in the snake room there. So these are favourites of hers.
Yeah, that could just be something that's coming out, because those ones that Brad does produce are quite different and quite nice. And when you're line breeding, because I think he's quite high up in his percentage of Bredli in those lines as well. So
definitely. Well, that's a 75 I've got. I think he's up 88, maybe even 94s now. He's pumping away on that one.
Yeah, the ones here are 3rd gen. Mine here are 88 or something like that.
Yep.
The real yellowy looking ones, different to his, but just as nice. So, but it could be just something in his line that he's got that's popping out some cool stuff. They're very nice. It's certainly very nice. That's for sure. I assume he'll be at the show as well. He's normally there. Normally disappears and then pops out of the woodwork at the showtime. Always good to have
quite achiever, mate. Just turns up, does his business, and goes home.
Yep, definitely. Lovely guy.
Yeah, so good bloke. He bought me some Vision Python tubs over once. Like a goddamn legend. When I needed some, he came through with the magic.
Yeah. Well, that's the sort of bloke he is, mate. I think I've known him for many years, so very good. Well, mate, I think that's probably pretty close to us. I think we're done with some questions. Your snake's already about to launch across the table and take off.
It's doing a little bit of exploring. It's been in and out, in and out, in and out. That one has a beautiful orange head on it. That one's one of those weird pattern things on the side that's going to be a cracker, I think.
I think it's very just nice, dialing in its GPS and about to head here.
Now, hang on, mate. The silver stickers are up here. I'll just grab one for you in a second. Just hold on.
Just put on its head.
Stay put.
I've still got the Xanthic Bredli here for you. Would you swap? Mine can't see where to go, so I'll just take it to you. So.
Yeah, I'll swap. I've got this nice striped brown one here. It's ready to go.
I've got some of those. I'll swap you. Mine are POS head, so.
Well, I've got 100% head, mate. That's an improvement for you.
Yeah, 100%. Hang on, we got a couple more. Katie Gordon. I've got a male hypo Bredli caramel het albino coming out from Medusa's Den soon. Contemplating what I'll pair him with. Well, something albino is what you want to pair it with to make the most of that.
Lots of albino combos.
Yeah, there is. The albino Zeb would come to mind for me. Something like that, Sunglow Zeb or something that we can get some interesting stuff. But yeah, pair it with something albino. That way you're going to get some albinos. Look quite nice.
Yep, albino zebra, sungo, something, sungo jug, whatever's got some more genes in there to throw into the mix.
Kurt's come in from Progressive Pythons Australia. Big screen on the eggs, mate. He's throwing a tantrum. There you go, Kurt. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're going to be at the show. Come along. He's talking about coming, so
let's hope there's a show. They swear they're not shutting things down, so I'm guessing the show will go ahead as per normal plan, is the word on the street. I don't know what they'll do about spacings and people and numbers and stuff. We'll leave that to the experts of science, but at this stage, definitely Expo looking like a go.
I think the government's throwing their hands up and just going, well, we've tried to keep it under control. People don't want to listen. People don't want to get vaccinated for whatever reason. People don't want to listen, don't want to wear masks, so deal with it.
Yeah. Yep, definitely. So I feel like sometimes they sit back there and go, well, you idiots wanted it. Here it is.
Yeah, go with it. By the way, there's no room in hospital, so bugger off.
Yes. See Kurt saying, be waiting on, I'll be there waiting on email for tables. The tables email is out for both, I think. Shoot me a message tomorrow, Kurt, and I'll forward that email over to you. I've got them both in my email at work.
Yes, I'll have to check mine too. I know I haven't heard anything from Adrian Hammond's show yet.
No, he sent me, I think that same email that you got about expressions of interest. Are you in? But yeah, the Hawkesbury Herb email, sorry for bookings, definitely out. I'll forward that one over. But I might have to call Adrian tomorrow and find out what's happening with his.
Yeah, well, if you're going to do that, I won't call because I was thinking about doing the same thing.
Actually, you call because you're a man of leisure with more time than me. So you call, you let me know.
Very much. I might flick him a text actually because
he probably won't take your call because he won't have 3 hours to spare.
No, those conversations with Adrian, if you've ever had a good old chat with Adrian, conversation's very short. How are you, Adrian? Good.
Good, like just doesn't like a long chat like you do.
I don't know what you're talking about. Right, where were we? Blah, blah, blah. Thanks, guys. Great video. No worries. Thanks, Katie. Katie Gordon. I don't have all the combos you do. I don't even have a Zeb or a Jag yet. Well, if you're going to get something head albino, just put an albino with it if you've got one of those. Or, there's an expo coming up. I'm sure there'll be plenty of albino options around, subject to budget, obviously. Yep,
and since the expo is so early, because who would listen to the snake breeders about when to put an expo on? I feel like there'll be probably more older stuff there that's still available than any of this year's hatchies, because certainly I'll be bringing is stuff that I've had lurking, not so much anything from this year's breeding.
Yeah, I'll be most of my stuff will be older stuff for sale, I'd say. Try to clear out some things I no longer require, so to bring future projects forward. So I know we'll have plenty of adults there for sale and 2-year-olds and things like that.
Yep, certainly. I mean, I'm sure you do the same. I often keep 5 of something, pick 2 or 3 that I want to keep, and then at this time of year, after they're a year old or 2 years old, and you've got what you need, a couple might get released, which is always a good pickup once you can see them fully coloured up and fully developed.
Yep. Oh, like a couple of caramel Zebjag head albinos and Zebjag head albinos and stuff that I've kept in the drawer, even though I've got a Sunglow Zebjag male. I kept a couple others because he was not eating, was having all sorts of dramas as a hatchie. Now he's absolutely powering on and he's turned into a big beast. There's things like that I'll probably pick one. There's quite a nice one. I'll probably hold that, and the other boys will probably go for sale. So,
always good to have one backup boy.
Well, always like to have some just in case of,
Yeah, it's a long wait if you've got to start again.
Or if you've got to buy something in, and you've got the whole quarantine and everything else. So
yeah, and the 3-year wait.
Definitely. Here we go. Look, see, Jared's got the excuse. The only pick I had was shit, so I deleted it. Wasn't expecting to be dead when I got home from the in-laws because it wasn't looking for. See, mate, or talk.
Poor Sharpie. He's got on a vlogging tonight.
He's well, when I open your mouth, we're going to give him heaps. He's all right, Jared. As we all stir each other up. He's a good bloke.
Yep.
I must have missed that one. Picks. Sunglow. Matthew Trace. Talk about Sunglow Zeb, the A-hole 8 last night. Oh, that's good.
Oh my God!
Finally,
fantastic work, Mr. Travs. He's got a little Sunglow Zeb that I sent him up that was frustrating me to the point I was going to go and visit the Lacey's very soon after a long period of refusing to do anything that would resemble cooperative eating. So good work, Mr. Travs. I knew with your time and effort and patience you would do a better job than the lucky to be a few minutes a week I was giving it to try and get it going.
Yeah.
Good work, mate.
Bonuses. So Kurt saying he'll be there, awaiting email for tables. Waltzby Hertz is sending tomorrow too. Awesome. That'd be good. Is that one of your first ones, Kurt? I'm not sure. I know you've been to plenty of shows before, but I think this will be the first one you're actually selling at, is it?
I think it is. I think I had a chat with him a little while back and talking about what to take, what not to take, how it all works. So yeah, it'd be cool to him to bring along some of his little secrets that he may have lurking there. It's always nice to see a little bit of a display of things.
Yeah, I flicked first with the table. Yeah, I know you've been to plenty. Always see you popping through and saying hello and stuff. So that'll be good, mate. Yep. You get to see what it's like to have a sore throat at the end of the day because you haven't shut up. My throat's pretty tough now. It's used to talking non-stop. But,
and other things I won't go into. But, yep.
Yeah, eating ice creams.
Pleasing snake gods.
Blew a seal. No, it was an ice cream.
Moving along.
Katie Gordon, I'll replace the laces for any butt pains. Not quite sure if I want to read into that.
Oh, wow. Okay. We'll leave that.
Yeah, but yeah. Aidan Dempsey.
She's saying she would take all the problem feeders instead of them visiting the laces, but
yes,
your brain went to a total different place.
No, that was what I was thinking. I was just didn't know how to explain it to you.
Yes.
Aidan Dempsey. Hey, men. Sorry I'm late.
Oh, Aidan, where have you been?
Chasing a leprechaun over a rainbow. I
really
don't want to know what you do in the bedroom, mate.
Oh, he's normally chasing a troll under a bridge, isn't he?
Yeah. What? Stop, go away. What is this? Oh, there we go. I don't know where that came up. Yeah, okay. Okay, Gordon. Settle down, Dazza. It's not the first time I've been told. You're lucky this is a controlled environment, honestly.
Very lucky, because things go bad in your brain. It's bad that I know what you think, and so I'm more worried about what's about to come out of your mouth than anything else. It's like, is there a mute button for Darren? I can operate from here.
No. What's bad is that you know what I'm thinking. So
yes,
you've got your own set of problems.
Been trained before, and how bad is it when you or me unfortunately have other people like on a speakerphone near when one calls the other, and certain explicit things come out of the phone? I'll say hello to Ness. Hi, Ness. How are you?
Oops. Luckily, most of the time, they just walk off laughing. She knows.
Yes. Oh, God.
Katie Gordon, I'm a barmaid. I'm used to it. I'm sure you hear a lot worse things. Maybe you don't, but you probably hear a lot of bad things, I'm sure.
Thank God for that. That's we won't be the worst thing she's heard this week.
Yes. I've worked in a bottle shop. It's close enough. It was always fun. But anyway, I think we're pretty much there. So congratulations. That was an awesome clutch.
You need to get offline, yes. Yes, mate, thank you. Very, very, very happy. That one I was not excited about early, but came through in flying colours. Lots of orange colours in the end, which is very good news, mate. Very happy, because it's the only ones that are going to be this year. I was hoping for some others. I actually tried the albino Bredli boy to the albino Bredli girl. Lots of things looked very good, but she did not bring the goods. So she's in the sin bin till this season anyway. Yeah.
Well, at least you know you've got a backup now.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And
a few more there.
I'm even sure a couple of those wild type hits are quite stunning, might even be worth the holdback as well.
Absolutely. I'd love to see these out, because we can see just how extensive. There's one with a absolute crazy pinstripe, very little pattern down the sides, which for a brown one may well get the silver sticker.
Yeah, it's worth it, just start line breeding and stuff. This is how it starts. So
yeah,
a few more generations down the track, you'll have some of the best albino striped Bredli you can get.
Yep, few more holdbacks can't hurt, can it?
Definitely not.
Just don't tell Cherie.
Don't tell
me. Already in trouble.
If you want.
None of them will be watching now. We'll be safe.
Yeah, that's it. Katie Gordon, thanks for the laugh, guys. That's all right. This is quite tame. Like, if there was lots of alcohol added, we would have to put a big R-rated stamp on this show. We should have
I didn't drink tonight.
One night.
We've talked about it, but yeah, just turn off YouTube and go for it.
Yeah, I think so. Anyway.
We could do a members only something, just a private by invite only talk where you have to answer some questions before you got into the talk or something. I think that'd be safer than actually broadcasting. I don't think Zuckerberg would approve of our live shows.
Definitely not. It'll get quite, yes. Anyway, we'll just
look what he does to Faye Rankin then. Well, he bans Faye every week, so maybe we'll be banned for life.
I was going to say it won't be a 30-day ban; it'll be a 30-month ban.
30-year ban with some of the dribble that comes out of you. Don't even repeat the word dribble. That's enough for tonight.
Why do you create these openings for me? We're close.
Well, thanks everyone for being.
All right, mate. So if they're looking for you, where can they find you, mate?
KHP Reptiles on Facebook. Brent Smith on Messenger. The website khpreptiles.com.au. And you, Mr. MBD.
Yeah, so Melly by Design on Facebook, Instagram, and obviously on YouTube as well. With more to come, so we'll get there eventually. But thanks everybody that's tuned in to watch the questions, the hellos, and all that sort of stuff. We appreciate it. We really enjoy it when you pop in and say hello and have a chat. It's always good. Yeah. We can have a laugh.
Good fun night.
Yeah, it makes it fun and interesting, and all that sort of stuff. So I know I've got a couple of clutches due soon. I was actually hoping one was pipped tonight. I know there's another ghost pepper clutch, another albino pepper clutch. What was the other one I looked at? There was something else. I think there's about 4 or 5 more clutches to come. So we'll be kind of on the almost out and done because I had a few pip over the holidays. So then we'll probably get back into a regular show and change things up again. So.
It might be nuts, mate. Late in the season, I might actually have more eggs left than what you've got with my Bredli clutches.
Yeah, potentially. Yep, maybe.
Never know.
I know I've got some due January, like another 2 weeks probably. They were laid like mid-November, so they're going to be a mid-January sort of hatch. So,
I've got stuff going into February hatching, I'm sure. So we'll have a few more shows spread out over the next couple of months.
Yep, too easy. But anyway, thanks again, everyone, and look forward to seeing you at the next one. Thanks for dropping in, and good night, and catch you soon. Night, guys.
Thank you. Stay